What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Tesla with the ticker symbol TSLA. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. So the last time I looked at Tesla was this week, Monday, and you can see that price closed right below this 241, 242 resistance point or potential resistance point. Again, support and resistance should always be prefaced by saying potential, because they can always turn back into support, or not act as the resistance level as thought. So you can see it was previous support because we bounced off of it a few times, and then we blasted right through it, and then we came back up, found a little bit of resistance, and then we saw a nice push up on Tuesday. So it looks like price is, obviously in a short-term uptrend. That's how we see price, continuing higher. That's what this green channel represents. It's a short-term uptrend in a higher time frame uptrend. So we have two uptrends basically in play. However, this downtrend is also potentially still in play. So let me go and zoom in. So obviously, depending on what type of time frame you're looking at, if you're just looking at something more recent, you would just see a huge downtrend on your chart. So this is what you would see. So depending on what time frame you're looking at, will tell you what type of trends you're going to be focusing on. So we obviously do have this downtrend in play, but we do have this uptrend in play. So which one is going to be stronger? Is it going to be this big drop, or is it going to be this little small push up that we just saw? So which one is going to continue to drive up the price? Because most of the people watching this video, maybe even all of them, are not able to move the market. I mean, yeah, mostly everyone watching this video, myself included, is probably not able to move the market, right? So we need these stronger traders to move the market. So you want to be on the side of whoever is stronger in the market. Is the buyers stronger in this market, or are the sellers stronger in the market? That's what the trends represent. So, conceptually, you can see that the buyers have been pushing up the price since it stopped at the 105 level. So you can see that aggressive buyers continuously are bidding up the price, and they want to continue pushing up the price. And sellers are not able to, bring the price down. So it's showing you that on a higher time frame, that we have this macro uptrend channel in play. But then recently, you can see that sellers started getting pretty strong around July up until mid-August, because they kept on dropping down the price. But now it looks like we saw a bounce from this channel support. So I can go and drag a little bit down. So it looks like we do have this confirmed uptrend channel, because we just got our third test of it, and we bounced off the 211 support level. Because in the past, it was support, then it started acting as resistance, and now it has confirmed once again as support. So that's a good sign for Tesla. However, can we still see another leg down? So this arrow right here represents one leg down. Can we still see another drop down about the same size? Yes, we could. Just because we're seeing a bounce from the channel doesn't mean it's going to hold. I've seen a lot of times price come back to a channel, bounce from it, and then just break it. So that's very possible too. However, this is looking more likely we will probably continue higher. So let me go and drag this 242 level across. So since we broke above it, there's a good chance we can stay above it, especially because we haven't seen price collapse back down yet. Usually when you see a push through it, it can fail really quickly, something like that. But since we pushed through it and we're kind of, hovering around, there's a good chance that price may continue to trend up higher. So we are finding a little bit of resistance at the 257 level. You can see that's where the green candle practically closed at on Tuesday. And you can see that Wednesday and today, price is finding a little bit of resistance at the highs of that move. So it's struggling to surpass that point, and we could see a pullback, especially because it looks like the market is trying to, fall a little bit lower, or, correct maybe for further upside. So what can occur is that we can see a couple legs down. So maybe something like this is very possible for another leg up higher. That would be ideal, because then that would tell me that the bears tried 2 times to reach their target, and it was small, but regardless, they tried 2 times to reach the target, and then it could fail for higher price targets. But if we, somehow manage to break below the 242 level, then, this target is still in play. So let's see if we start the correction down or not. I mean, I'm just assuming that this is going to be the top for a potential drop, but that doesn't mean we will. We can always still continue to push up higher and higher, and then this would become less and less unlikely and likely. But right now, it is still potentially in play. We only have retraced about, you can say, 50% of this down move. It looks like about, right around the 50%, we're finding some type of resistance. So this is still potentially a correction of the downtrend for more downside. So I'm just letting you guys know that, the bears are still, in play. They're not like completely out of the market yet. It looks like, the bulls definitely have dominance as of right now because we have this higher time frame uptrend in play. This yellow channel represents that higher time frame uptrend, and now we have a lower time frame uptrend right over here. That's what this green channel represents. But we do still have this drop, and bears might be trying to make another drop down lower. But we'll see what type of correction we get. If we see, a small weak correction, that would confirm the bullish imbalance in the market for higher price targets, something like that. But if we see obviously a push down, and find resistance on the way back up, then, the bears took back dominance. It's always shifting. It's not always one side has complete dominance. Just like what happened over here. Like, who caused all this right here? Obviously, there was a bearish imbalance in play to have, price continue to drop down lower. So the bears were stronger than the bulls at this moment in time. Now it looks like the bulls have regained some strength and they push up the price, but this isn't like a clear, for continuation of the upside. It could obviously continue to move up in this green channel. I don't know for sure. I mean, usually that's kind of rare. Price doesn't normally just move in a V patterns all the time, something like that. Usually you'll see price move in waves, 90% of the time. So we did have a nice move up from the bottom side of the channel and the 211 support. We broke the downward trend line, so it's showing some bullish momentum. We are back above the EMA and the 242. There's a lot of bullish signs on the chart. I'm not saying, I'm expecting this to get hit. It's most likely not going to get hit. However, if we start seeing, big red candles and, the selling increase, then, it becomes much more plausible. But as of right now, it's not looking that likely. I just want to point it out that it is potentially still coming into play. If we see the drop down lower, if the drop down lower is kind of weak, something like this, I would be expecting continuation to the upside. So that's how I'm looking at Tesla. Obviously, it's bullish. Traders definitely entered right back over here. That's just aggressive because if you think about it, how did you know that trend line was not going to reject prices? So this is what traders are looking at. So if they entered, right around this 216, 217 level, you can see that this trend line was potentially coming into play, and obviously price just broke right through it, but that's not going to happen all the time. And you can see that price did continue to move up higher. But I think, more conservative traders are just waiting for a pullback to enter, for the upside, something like that. But the pullback would be nice in the form of two small legs, because usually the bears will try 2 times to reach their target, just like the bulls will try 2 times to reach their target. Market generally moves in twos. That's why we have double tops and double bottoms. They're very common patterns. So that's everything I see on the daily chart. Now let's take a look at the weekly chart. Again, this is just my opinion, not trading advice, not financial advice, just going over the chart and what can potentially occur. And, if that helps you, that helps you. If it doesn't, then, you can just use it as entertainment purposes. Anyway, we have the weekly chart present right now. And you can see that we did break outside of this orange downward channel, and we saw one attempt down. So like I said before, the market generally moves in twos. So if we break a channel, we usually see 2 pushes at trying to reach the previous extreme. And this was the previous extreme at the $100 level. So this was the first attempt from the sellers to reach it. We're pulling back, and we could be still seeing the second attempt, but the second attempt doesn't have to be strong as the first attempt because measure moves aren't always reached. So that would be a very bullish sign telling me that, hey, look at the bears, can't reach their target. So who do you think is going to be winning? It's going to be the bulls. They're going to take over the market and continue to drive up the price. So the corrections will tell me a lot after the impulses of what the market is trying to do. Is it trying to create another impulse, or is the trend just going to continue to the upside? Right now, it looks very likely the trend will continue higher. So I'm not really expecting this leg down to be met. I'm just bringing it up because no one knows for sure what will happen. But once we see, price do something, like if we see a reaction from it, if we see weakness, if we see strength, then, we're like 99% sure it's going to most likely do something. Right now it can do either, prediction, meaning like a hard move down or a soft move down. But once we see the soft move down, we're like, okay, now we're pretty clear on what price is trying to do. It's not really trying to go down. It's most likely going to continue in this uptrend. But if we see a hard move down, then we're like, okay, well, the uptrend wasn't that strong as we thought. And now it looks like the bears might be able to reach their target. So that's how I'm looking at Tesla. You have to have an open mind at practically all times. You can't just be like, it's up, 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 or down, 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 down. It can be changing at a moment's notice. So that's how I'm looking at Tesla. Again, just what I see on the chart. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. Most likely, maybe just sideways trading, or maybe even another pullback lower. The SPY is looking a little bit toppy, meaning we can see a pullback. But again, I'm just inferring that this is going to be the top of the next leg down or potential start of it. It could obviously continue to push up higher and higher in this green channel, and we might, and that would be like the really bullish case, right? That we don't even pull back at all, and price just continues to stay within this green channel. But again, that's not as likely as the other situations playing out. But that's how I'm looking at Tesla, and I'll give you guys an update. Actually, Monday is a holiday, I believe, so I'll probably give you guys an update next week, Thursday then. So this is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.